We at Pigversity Farms reduced our pig feed ingredients and nothing bad has happened. One of the biggest surprises on our pig farm is that we have actually reduced the number of ingredients we use in our pig feed. So for many of the farmers on this platform and also the existing ones, they believe that the more ingredients they add, the better the feed becomes. And this I've also got to learn this from experience, because I have people who always reach out to me. They can give you a whole list of about 10 to 15 ingredients that they combine, yet they're not seeing the results. So they do believe that when you add more ingredients, the better the feed becomes and the faster the pigs will grow and better performance. But at Pigversity Farms, we do test what is working for us and we come here to share. So we have moved in the opposite direction. Instead of more ingredients, we have reduced it and simplified the ingredients. So today our main ingredients are cracked corn, which maybe you might say maize, soybean meal, rice bran, lysine, dicalcium phosphate, or DCP, and just salt. That's it. So no long list of complicated ingredients. And yet our pigs are extremely doing well, reaching about 60 kilograms and above within 7 months. Pigversity fans, I do tell you, for us, we don't always want to rush and say we want our pigs to achieve market weight by 6 months. No, that might work in some places, but that is not our focus. For us, if you don't get it by 7 months, that's where we know we are doing things wrong. Because at the end of the day, if you do the calculations, it makes us profitable. Now, before somebody says feed ingredients don't matter, let me also be very clear. Ingredients do matter, but what matters even more is how you use them and the quality of the ingredients you have. The real secret is not just the number of ingredients. The long list doesn't matter. The real secret is management, the ratio at which you used to mix the feed for the pigs at every stage. The nutritional requirements of a piglet are different from those of a grower pig, and the nutritional requirements of a grower pig are also different from those of a finishing pigs. You cannot just simply mix everything together and expect excellent results. Just like we have baby food and then we have food for adults, you can't force a baby to eat adult food at that tender age. So you need the right balance for each stage. That is the winner stage, the grower stage, and then the finisher stage. That is where most of the work happens. And the second thing that matters is consistency. How consistent you feed feed to the animals every single day. If you feed them maybe 7 a.m. every day in the morning, you make sure 7 a.m. at most 7:30 you have fed them. Even if it is 4 or 5, you make sure you maintain it. You do that very consistently. And another thing that comes is also that in terms of the consistency, you don't have to, because maybe you have just seen this video, you go to formulate correct feed at once this week. The next week you are formulating a different thing for them. You have to be very consistent until they are transitioning between stages. Maybe they are not moving from the winner to the grower. That is where maybe you will not change the feed. But you find a farmer, week 1 they mix correctly, week 2 they change it, week 3 they change it. That is inconsistent feed formulation and it is not helping. Pigs perform best when they receive consistent nutrition over time. And the third thing is that we have an advantage that helps us reduce our costs at the Pigversity farms. We have our own mailing center. If you have been following the page, our own mailing center helps us get one of the ingredients free of charge and even sell to some farmers, which is the rice bran. We have local rice farmers here, so we process for them, and in return, we get the rice bran for our animals as feed. So feed cost is one of the biggest expenses in animal production, not just pig farming, and any opportunity to reduce that cost without sacrificing performance is worth paying much more attention to. There's also another thing we focus on, and that is hygiene. Hygiene in the pen. Yes, your feeding will be right, but if the water and then the environment is very dirty for them, it is not going to help. So hygiene is very important. People often ask about feed, but they sometimes ignore the cleanliness of the pen. A dirty pig house can destroy the benefit of even the best feed ever on the market. So we at Pigversity Farms, we pay serious attention to hygiene. Clean pens, clean feeding areas, clean water, and good overall management. It surprises people when they see me all the time in the pen, especially when I'm going to feed. Because on our farm, we drop the feed on the floor. So if I go to drop the feed and I realize that the pigs have poop at where they used to feed, I don't just drop the feed there. I make sure I take all the poops from that particular spot before I drop the feed. I don't want the feed to mix with their poop. And interestingly, we also changed one of our old practices on the farm. We used to bath our pigs once every week, which is particularly every Friday. So at that point, we thought we were helping them stay comfortable and clean, especially during hot afternoons. But over time, we noticed a problem in the pen. The constant wetting weakened parts of our flooring. And as the floor softened, the pigs began using their strong snouts to dig and damage the surface. So before long, holes started appearing throughout the pens. And you know these animals, once they see small hole, they make sure they widen it big enough that they themselves can now get inside the hole. So that means we couldn't just leave it like that. We spent more money on maintenance and repairs, which is also eating into our profit. So what did I do? I made sure we stopped that practice, but to ensure that the rooms are always kept clean. Sometimes we just sprinkle some kind of sawdust and then wood shavings on the floor to help keep the pigs very clean. So what works on one farm may not work on another farm. So don't try to imitate blindly. Something is happening on another person's farm, and you want to get the same thing on your farm. You go back. You can do everything right, but it will not help you, or you might not get the same result, which is a normal thing in our business. Especially if you have a different breed and mine too is a very different one. So the most important thing is to observe your animals, observe your facilities, and also just adjust based on what you have seen. And one lesson I have at the end of this video is pig farming success is really about one magic ingredient. Yeah, I know people who are saying they are selling some kind of growth solutions that you can just mix with the feed and within a week the animals become bulkier. No, it's not just like that. It doesn't work that way. It is usually about how many small things done correctly every single day. So good feeding, hygiene, good management, housing, and also good observation. If an animal is struggling to breathe, you're able to see it quickly and then maybe you administer some kind of respiratory drugs to it to help take care of the bacteria. So if you're constantly looking for miracle ingredients and you're on this page, you may be looking the wrong direction. Just do the right things and focus on mastering the basics first. Because on our farm, some of the biggest improvements came from not adding more ingredients, but from simplifying our systems and managing it better. So pig farming is not a competition to see who uses the most ingredients. That long list of feed ingredients you are walking around the market to buy is not necessary. It's a competition to see who can manage their pigs more efficiently and profitably.